From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSPTV and the Standard Speaker.
The DEA moves in on Hazleton for some late-night raids. It's not saying much, but we know at least one man was arrested. Last night's drug raids in Hazleton, our top story on News 13 for this Wednesday. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Baczynski. The Federal Drug Enforcement Agency was in town late last night doing a sweep of several locations in Hazleton. Several people were taken into custody, and as Christina Papa reports, the DEA confirming the raid, but not much else.
They were cuffed, and for good reason. Last night, 27-year-old Bronx, New York native Victor Soto had 40 packets of heroin and over $1,000 on him when he was arrested during a drug raid in Hazleton. Federal drug enforcement agents with backup from the Hazleton Police Department executed what's being termed one of the largest ongoing drug investigations ever done in Greater Hazleton. News 13 was there as several suspects were taken into City Hall last night in cuffs, but so far police records show that only Soto has been arrested. Sources say police showed up here on Winters Avenue last night looking for suspects. Neighbors who don't speak English saw officers here, but when News 13 stopped by today, the owner of the house said she wasn't home and never spoke with police. Sources say agents also stopped by East Diamond and Garfield last night. Neighbors who did not want to be on camera told me last night they heard sirens and saw police officers at the building right behind me here on East Diamond Avenue. They say a man was taken out in cuffs and driven away by police. Although the other men cuffed haven't been identified yet, neighbors say this man works at the nightclub on East Diamond. Soto was arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia and controlled substance with intent to deliver. Today, when we spoke with the DEA, they wouldn't elaborate on last night's raid, but they did tell News 13 this case is ongoing. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
In just 20 days, Carbon and Schuylkill County residents who live in the Hazleton Area School District will re-vote to elect candidates for the district school board. Luzerne County judges ordered the second election after a mistake by the Luzerne County Election Bureau on the Carbon and Schuylkill County ballots. Steve Hahn, a candidate who withdrew from the race, was left on those ballots, leaving a false candidate for voters to choose. Folks in Schuylkill County support the redo, saying the main concern was a level playing field.
It's certainly it's a bipartisan effort to make sure that we get this election right. We know it's an issue with the Hazleton School Board, and we're in full cooperation with both Luzerne and Carbon County to do the right thing. It will be conducted on July 23rd. Schuylkill County is certainly prepared, as well as Luzerne and Carbon County, and hopefully we can get through this without a hitch.
Voters in Schuylkill and Carbon County will have a chance to cast their ballots again on July 23rd. Those results will be added to the primary results from Luzerne County. Well, if you live in some parts of Greater Hazleton and Schuylkill County, you've had a frustrating day. Service Electric's phones, internet, and cable TV services are all down. Service Electric customers in Hazleton have been without internet, cable, TV, and phone service since about 7 this morning. There's no word on how or where exactly that outage started. Staying connected is vital for most businesses to accomplish goals and get work done. We checked in with the Greater Hazleton Chamber to see how things were going without internet or phone service.
Very, very quiet since our phones are down and our internet and our email and even our wireless. So basically, we're just trying to get some paperwork done today, and I'm working on some mailings. But everything that I would normally do in everyday work, can't really do it. Send out an email with what I'm working on today. If I was just going to send out an email, it would just be copy and paste my list of people that I was sending it to, type out a quick email and send it. But the mailing, I have to fold papers and stamp it, seal it, print them out, all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely much easier.
Still no word on when service may be fully restored. If there is an emergency and your phone is out so you can't dial 911, authorities say best thing to do is drive immediately to your local police or fire station and they will help you. Well, yesterday we told you about a vacant home in Mahanoy City that suddenly collapsed. Well, there are plenty of blighted properties in Pottsville as well. And as Matthew Petrillo tells us, city officials there are taking aggressive measures to fight it.
I mean, this street is a good street.
Deirdre Pepe loves beautifying her home on the 600 block of North 2nd Street in Pottsville. But the house just across the street from hers is so beat up, she avoids even looking at it.
Well, I tend to stay on the back side of the house in the patio so I don't have to.
Blight is also apparent on the 400 block of St. Nicholas Street.
he hasn't done anything to the place since he bought it.
And the 100 block of 3rd Street.
I try to keep it up. I paint it, and I work on my flowers and everything, and but the house next door, I mean, it's rat infected and stuff,
It looks infected.
It is. It's really nasty.
Now, blighted properties aren't isolated in one area. This home right here on Moncontongo Street has a gorgeous garden, a fresh coat of paint, and you can tell it's really well maintained. But it sits right next to this dump. It has shattered windows, a broken guardrail, and it's been vacant for years. But still, the city says it's trying to do something about it. Thomas Palomar has been working to fight the city's blight for more than a year, and now he says the city is being more aggressive.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to utilize the legal tools that we have at our disposal to, to find them, to cite them, and, there are some serious repercussions that could result in, their negligence.
He and other city officials meet at least once a month to go over a course of action. They recently made a list of 20 of the worst blighted properties in the city.
We have to bring these things to the attention of the public. Perhaps someone may know that person and say, your property is on a blight list. You need to rectify that.
Neighbors say the city should have acted a long time ago.
What's the holdup? Why is it so hard to? I mean, we're all trying to make our houses look nice and take care of things. Why is it so hard to? I mean, that's been that way for, oh my God, 10, 12 years. It has to be.
So if you see a property that needs way more than some elbow grease, give the city a call. It might just end up on their shame list. To check out the full list, visit our website, SSPTV.com. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Pottsville.
And still ahead on News 13, will we get in our grilling and fireworks without a downpour? We just might. We'll have the forecast in News 13 weather. And right before the holiday that symbolizes American freedom, a fitting tribute for those who fought to keep us free. Coming up on News 13. It was a perfect 4th of July gift for local veterans who received medals of honor for their work today. Congressman Lou Barletta presented them, and as Christina Papa explains, it's never too late to thank a veteran.
84-year-old James Grisavage couldn't hold back the tears today as he received his medal for his work in the U.S. Army back in 1952.
It's really something that they take the effort.
Every hero of war deserves a Medal of Honor, even if it is 50 years late. That's why Representative Lou Barletta presented 9 long overdue medals to veterans during a ceremony at his Hazleton District office today.
Well, it's so special for me, especially as we're getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July, to be able to honor true American heroes, that hometown heroes, with medals that they deserve.
Receiving an award means so much to these veterans. Roland Raber served in the U.S. Army back in the late 60s. He felt his heroic efforts were forgotten until now.
We were kind of off the map. Everything was Vietnam. Because I'd write my mother and I'd say, "Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that?" She'd say, "No, wasn't on the news."
Others misplaced their awards. This ceremony gave them a chance to get them back.
In 44, I got the Purple Heart, and that's all I had when I came home, was the Purple Heart. And I couldn't find it. I lost it someplace. So now then my son-in-law got me on the Senator Barletta's list to get the medal.
Michael Lichko was surprised to find out he would also be receiving other awards today.
Family members came along with their honored veterans to celebrate this memorable occasion, but for some veterans, this ceremony was a little too late.
Debbie Peduto and her family came in her father's memory today to receive his awards.
Yeah, I wish I had known earlier because I would have definitely done this while he was still with us. I think it's wonderful because we didn't even know that he had medals.
Representative Lou Barletta says he plans to hold these ceremonies again in the future to make sure our armed forces get the recognition they deserve. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
And time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking out the radar. Just another afternoon in the old weather pattern. Showers, thunderstorms will be moving through this afternoon, maybe into this evening, but a good chance they may spare us at least for a while during our 4th of July celebrations. We're relieved about that. Our creative condition, just the kind We're hoping to have for our 4th of July. It's by Harvard, no last name, a student at West Hazelton Elementary Middle School. And he says on a sunny day, he likes to play on his bike and his pogo stick, and hopefully you can do that tomorrow. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazelton for tonight. Showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm as we head into the evening, tapering off into the overnight. Maybe some fog developing though, low around 68 degrees. And for Thursday, Independence Day, a mix of clouds and sun with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms with a high of 81. Chance of showers and thunderstorms continues at night with a low around 66 degrees. And heading to Schuylkill County for tonight, showers likely, possibly a thunderstorm, then patchy fog overnight with a low around 67. For Independence Day, mostly cloudy, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, a high near 85. That chance of showers and thunderstorms continues at night with a low around 69 degrees. Well, the 4th of July is about freedom, and this year it means a free treat for everybody who loves to fish. On Thursday, residents and non-residents of Pennsylvania can fish for free. As part of the Fish for Free days, you don't need a fishing license to fish in public waterways from midnight tonight until midnight tomorrow night. All other fishing regulations still apply, though. Almost any other day, state law says that anybody over age 16 has to buy a fishing license, which costs about $23. The Fish Commission wants everybody to take advantage of the free fishing on the 4th. Fish for Free days held twice a year, Memorial Day and Independence Day, to remind people how much fun it is to go fishing. Maybe even more popular on Independence Day, free fireworks displays. Here's a look at where you can see them around the region, and there have been some changes due to the weather. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily, 1, 2, 6, Big 4, 7, 1, 8, 3, Quinto, 1, 6, 4, 1, 3, and the treasure hunt, 2, 16, 24, 26, 30. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 9th birthday to Bruce Hunsinger. This wish comes with love from your family. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Touch of Brass will be performing at the historic Brainerd Church on Sunday, July 14th at 2 p.m. The event is free and open to the public, and free refreshments will also be served. So please mark your calendar for this great event at tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Anna Tim Chatton, formerly of Hazelton. Funeral is Friday at 10 a.m. from the Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. Helen M. Spieshock of Hazelton. Funeral is Friday at 9:30 a.m. from the John J. Pusti Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 8:30 to 9:30. Sergeant John C. LaRose of Muncie. Mass is Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Church of the Resurrection. Friends may call Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. at Grenobles. Gloria Jean Leskowicz of Wilkes-Barre. Memorial is Friday at noon at the Holy Cross Episcopal Church. Friends may call from 10 a.m. to noon. Arrangements are by the Furo Funeral Home. Joseph W. Greb Link of Lost Creek. Lukowitz Orovitsfeld Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Diane Shirkness. Mass is Friday at 10 a.m. at the Blessed Teresa of Calcutta Parish. The Louis D. Truskowski Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Francis P. Olenek of Hazelton. Funeral is Saturday at 9 a.m. from the Furo Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. Mark T. Can of Hazelton. Funeral is Friday at 1 p.m. from the Furo Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Kenneth W. Watkins of Pottsville. The Nice Heart Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Edward Lidovic, formerly of Freeland. Mass will be held Friday at 10 a.m. in the Immaculate Conception Parish at St. Anne's Church. Viewing will be held privately. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Doves of White Dove Releases. Serving Schuylkill and surrounding counties, call 570-205-1597.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Hasn't been easy, but they've been getting games of the District 18 Little League Tournament in, and we now know who's coming out of the winner's bracket in the 11 and 12-year-old division. And it's the team from Whispering Willows Park. As you take a look, and we go to the scoreboard, you can see there Valley West easily defeated Lansford, and it is Valley West that comes out of that winner's bracket unscathed. Everybody else with a loss, and you take a look, that sets up the elimination bracket, where now it's going to be Tamaqua taking on Tawaminzig. And what happens there, the loser is out, the winner will wait and play Lansford, and Valley West kind of waiting in the wings, so they're in pretty good shape. But the game tonight, Tamaqua, Tawaminzig, that one's still on. They're going to try to get it in and hope that the weather forecast cooperates, but that's been the case through most of the last week. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, see what happens. Now, meanwhile, let's go to the 9 and 10 division. We told you yesterday that we had a winner in the south. Well, now up north, here's what we've got. Hazelton and Valley West squaring off, and Hazelton, as you see, basically doubled up on Valley West in a very high-scoring affair. Now, this tournament's being held at West Hazelton neutral site, and Game 2 will be played tonight, weather permitting. So Hazelton has the upper hand going into tonight's game. We'll wait and see. Anyhow, minor league baseball, well, the weather is a problem, even as we head a little bit further south down the Atlantic. Last night, Russ Kanzler's Norfolk Tide team rained out against the Gwinnett Braves. They're not playing it today. It's not part of any doubleheader. Of course, the reason for that, two teams aren't scheduled to play a regular game. This one's going to be made up in August, so it'll be a double dip as we get to the dog days. Meanwhile, the Rail Riders got their game in, and they're glad they did because they knocked off the first place Pawtucket Red Sox, 6-4 final in that one. Meanwhile, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs upended by Toledo. The Mudheads win 5-2. Here is your game schedule for today in the International League. And there you can see Norfolk done with that series with Gwinnett. So they're moving on to play the Durham Bulls. That's a key series because Durham is in first place. Meanwhile, Buffalo, they move into PNC Stadium up in Moosic. And the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on the road with Syracuse. That's going to be a doubleheader. Speaking of standings, take a look. The Iron Pigs really could have used that win last night, but they came up short because they are within 7 in the loss column of the Red Sox. But they stay at 7 after that loss. You can see the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Rail Riders, they're far back in the pack, 12 back in the loss column. Their number one goal right now, they're 5 games below 500. Let's get up to that 500 level. Meanwhile, in the Southern Division, the Norfolk Tide have trimmed the Durham Bull lead to 7 games. It was up to 9, so they've made a little bit of progress, but they can get some damage done. This series that starts tonight and will extend over the Independence Day holiday, so we'll see. Keep an eye on that series. In the major leagues, Arizona and the Mets tonight. Phillies won Game 1 of that series out in Pittsburgh. That'll continue tonight. Boy, the Rays pitching has been phenomenal, and now David Price back in the mix. He looked spectacular last night, and Joe Madden can certainly use him. Yankees in Minnesota, the Yankees have won the first 2 of that 4-game series. Well, hey, enjoy your Independence Day wherever you're going to be tomorrow. Catch a little baseball. Tonight's sports is brought to you by Mountain Speedway. Here's a look at this weekend's action. It's going to be busy. The pits, well, 2 o'clock going to open up, and the grandstand at 5. Practices are going to start at 4, and the racing will begin at 6. So plenty of action this Saturday, and it's well worth it. Hey, grandstand admission only $10. Kids 10 and under are free, and if you're an active military or a student, even senior discount, $2 off the price of admission. There's the website and the phone numbers. You could call them and get all the information on the excitement of racing down at Mountain Speedway. We're giving away 2 grandstand admission tickets to this weekend's race. Call us right now, 459-9813, and if you're the 3rd caller, you can claim your tickets at the race with proper ID. Hey, that's a pretty interesting ticket.
And here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is working on for Thursday's edition. More information on today's ceremony in which Congressman Lou Barletta presented medals to 9 veterans. You can read all about it in the Thursday edition of the Standard Speaker. Plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13. One city in our area trying to improve the safety as well as the beauty of its community. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.